Welcome to the Get Over Yourself podcast. This is author and athlete Brad Kearns discovering ways to be healthy, fit, and happy in hectic, high-stress modern life. So let's slow down and take a deep breath, take a cold plunge, and expertly balance that competitive intensity with an appreciation of the journey. That's the theme of the show. Here we go. The Get Over Yourself podcast is brought to you by Almost Heaven, beautiful compact home use sauna kits, ancestral supplements, grass-fed organ meats in a capsule, DNA Fit, genetic testing for custom diet and exercise recommendations, Integro Health, high-potency liquid probiotic called Flourish, Organifi, organic powdered superfoods, delicious green, gold, and red powders, Wild Idea Buffalo, sustainable, grass-fed, beyond organic, and check out the bradkearns.com/shop page. That's my personal selection of favorite products for health, fitness, and peak performance. And here we go with the show.
So Charles Poliquin was training these Olympic athletes who could care less about the science. They need the results. They need those gold medals. So they're always ahead of things, and you can really look at their example and see what they're doing. Now, you want to be smart about it, and you want to look at these guys that have done it for a long time. Where did they go wrong as well? So what did they do right, but where did they go wrong? So I'll usually actually just have a snack. I might have a can of sardines, or I might have some hard-boiled eggs I prepped from the night before. I even just had some roast beef slices earlier, which probably isn't the healthiest thing. So I might have some of those. I might even do, if there's quality beef jerky at Whole Foods, I might even do that as a snack. So for me, lunch is just a combination of snacks. And then dinner is where it's like a real meal. Like I actually prepare a solid meal of steak and eggs and fish and all that kind of stuff. They were even taking desiccated liver tablets, he was telling me. He was like, yeah, so we were taking our liver tablets every day because we just knew that they made you stronger. And I was like, dude, you guys were doing a perfect carnivore diet. You had your calcium, you had your iodine, your omega-3s, you had the red meat. So I think it's perfect for the kind of stuff that I do with like muscle building and weight training.
Hey, how about a backwards commercial? Are you ready? So, go to OrganifiShop.com and enter the discount code BRAD for 20% off your order. That's ORGANIFI shop.com. Why would I do something as silly as a backwards commercial? It's because I'm positive you have to try this stuff. Trust me, order some now. It's going to change your life. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement company. They're known for their greens. You take them when you travel, get all your nutrition. But I like their top secret Organifi Gold warm relaxation beverage. This is the single best tasting tea you will ever try in your life. So if you want something soothing, delicious, nutritious at the end of your busy, productive day, pour yourself a scoop of Organifi Gold. What's in there? Turmeric, the anti-inflammatory superstar, is the base. And then, listen to this, smooth coconut milk, cinnamon, ginger, lemon balm, and 2 super mushrooms. It's legit. It's delicious. Check it all out at OrganifiShop.com. And don't forget to put in B.rad for 20% off. Try Organifi Gold. If you're not totally satisfied, send it back to me and I'll keep it. Told you, the Get Over Yourself podcast is going where modern media has never gone before. We're going unplugged, man. So I just did a great show with William Shewfelt talking about goal setting, peak performance, and interestingly, the carnivore diet. Then, of course, we kept talking. I said, no, man, I got to push record here. We're getting into some serious stuff. And it was about his 4:30 a.m. morning wake-up call, jumping into a busy, productive day and making this a habit no matter what. He does acknowledge the importance of getting good sleep and tries to get to bed at 9:30 p.m. at night. But he's into this routine where he gets up, heads over to the gym, has that nice morning workout, and off he goes with his busy day. And I'm posing the important question of where is that balance point between being focused and disciplined and into good habits and regimens versus taking care of yourself and nurturing your health and not pushing yourself too hard. And so it's a pretty interesting conversation. I'm seriously reflecting on this because I'm wondering if I have latent psychological trauma from my triathlon days where I slept like a freak for 10 years and carrying that forward into daily life where I can always find an opportunity or an excuse to grab more sleep. So enjoy this breather show. It'll get you thinking about your daily routine and your productivity factors, your lifestyle enjoyment factors, getting an anchor in your life. That's what William calls his early morning wake-up call. Here we go with William Shewfelt of carnivoreshredding.com. This is a breather show. We're catching you off guard with the truth behind Will Shewfelt after we recorded the official show. So what are you doing as soon as you pop up? Are you getting into activity? Are you doing your computer, your cognitive tasks? What's your routine like?
I love it. So when I get up at 4:30, first thing I do is literally go straight downstairs. I got my gym clothes all laid out on the ground. So I put that on, I go straight downstairs, tie my shoes, head outside, go straight to the gym. I'm at the gym by about 4:50. waiting in the parking lot for the guy to open it up? Pretty much. No, I do 24-hour fitness, so usually I'm good to go. Oh, the best thing about gym in the morning is you get all the equipment to yourself. Nobody's hogging the machines. You know, Mr. Swole Bra is not on your curling machine. It's great. And I also like to do vlogging there as well. And nobody's like staring at you like, who the hell are you? So I can vlog my workouts. It's just a really good time. So I get my workout in. That's done by about 6 a.m. Go home, shower, get ready to head out. And then 6:30, I'm usually at a Starbucks, drink coffee. 6:45, I start working on whatever I need to get done. And a big thing that's really important for me is scheduling my entire day the night before. So I schedule everything. So when I get up, it's the same thing with decision fatigue. I don't want to think about what I have to do. It's right there. I don't have to think about, I need to work on a book today or I need to write a talk today. And I think I'll procrastinate on that. Like it's already there on the calendar. Boom, do it. And I've kind of made those decisions for myself the night before and set my day up. So as soon as I get up, I like to be off and running. I've tried the whole you meditate and read in the morning and then gratitude and then do some yoga and all of that kind of stuff. And it feels so slow. And then I finally get started with my day 2 hours later. And I'm like, man, I should have been working, I think. I have 15 emails in my inbox. I have stuff to do.
You're ungrateful. You're ungrateful for missing all that productivity time.
I mean, gratitude is great, but I don't want to take too much time on it, you know? I do actually have a gratitude journal, though, and I fill that out at night. But I think those kind of things are good for the nighttime. You make hay while the sun shines. So when you're up and the sun's out, work. When it's nighttime, then you can do that stuff. I read at night. I do the gratitude journal at night. I chill at night. That's where the relaxing stuff happens.
Dear journal, I'm really grateful I didn't waste valuable time with your ass this morning, and here I am tonight. Got a lot of shit done today. Thank you. Bye. Oh,
Thanks for nothing. Bye.
So you're not eating anything after that workout. You're allowing a continued fast from the previous meal.
Yeah, so I'll usually eat at either 10, 11, or 12. So I'll get a pretty good fast in. And then I'll have my next meal at about 7 or 8 p.m. That's usually when I'll have dinner. For me, lunch is actually, I don't like to cook lunch for the same reason. It just takes time. So I'll usually actually just have a snack. I might have a can of sardines or I might have some hard-boiled eggs I prepped from the night before. I might have, I even just had some roast beef slices earlier, which probably isn't the healthiest thing. So I might have some of those. I might even do, if there's quality beef jerky at Whole Foods, I might even do that as a snack. So for me, lunch is just a combination of snacks. And then dinner is where it's a real meal. I actually prepare a solid meal of steak and eggs and fish and all that kind of stuff.
And you're working out pretty hard in the gym. And has there been any consideration over time about replenishing glycogen from these glycolytic workouts, or do you think you're so far into keto that you have that protein sparing benefit, or how does that work? Yeah,
so there's the protein sparing benefit of ketosis, but also I like to think that gluconeogenesis can provide me with enough to fuel my workouts. For one, I'm only doing anaerobic glycolytic activity 3 days a week. So I have a day in between to recover. Zone 2 is not really tapping into my glycogen. It's mostly fat. So I got that nice day to recover. And then I'm also consuming a lot of protein so that my body can use some of that dietary protein for gluconeogenesis rather than leaching into skeletal muscle. So that's something I just don't worry about it anymore. It hasn't been an issue with me. So
right. So carnivores, most likely by default, you're going pretty high on the protein, like outside of that recommended keto range of 0.7 grams per pound of lean mass, just because of your food choices?
For me, absolutely. You don't have to. I see a lot of people doing, high fat, moderate protein, low carb, or no carb. But for me, I love to do high protein. And, I forgot to mention this on the podcast, but the thing about bodybuilders, so Arnold and the guys in his era literally ate a carnivore diet almost the same way I do it now. It's crazy. We were talking to Rick Drayson, who used to train with Arnold. Chris and I had him on the podcast, and he said, yeah, so this is literally what we ate every day. We would have burger patties, we'd have steaks, we'd have eggs, we'd have tuna, omelets, we'd have cottage cheese, we'd have, he said pretty much they would just eat meat, eggs, fish, cheese, super high protein. And he said we had basically no carbs, and then once a week we would go to a Waffle House or whatever, and we would just eat all the carbs. The next day, you're super pumped up, you're a little bloated, and then you get back on the diet 6 days a week. And I was like, that's crazy. That's like just about what Chris and I are doing right now. And you guys were doing this, and they had better physiques. The waist came in, the shoulders came out. They didn't look like these big growth hormone dudes. They had like perfect aesthetic physiques. So I modeled a lot of my diet and training off of the kind of stuff that Arnold and those guys were doing in the 70s without even knowing it. Oh, so they were even taking desiccated liver tablets, he was telling me. He was like, yeah, so we were taking our liver tablets every day because we just knew that they made you stronger. And I was like, dude, you guys were doing a perfect carnivore diet. You had your calcium, you had your iodine, your omega-3s, you had the red meat. So I think it's perfect for the kind of stuff that I do with like muscle building and weight training.
Let me say, those bodybuilders get teased a lot by people outside. I don't know if they tease themselves a lot, but, you look at these people, and a lot of times the average fitness enthusiast thinks they're ridiculous. Their muscles are so huge. But they have set the trend in so many ways and have trained in a more intelligent manner than the endurance community for the last 50 years. And the skinny, college-educated endurance geek is, smirking at the bodybuilder and how silly it is. But they know how to perform, recover. They know how to grow muscle, which entails so much balance between stress and rest, things that endurance athletes disregard. So I've always looked to that community, and I used to work in the supplement business, Cytosport, Muscle Milk, Champion Nutrition. So I'd get the bodybuilder magazines coming to the office and read the training strategies. And these guys are so cutting edge. It's not, next time you smirk at a bodybuilder or look at one of those muscle magazines, flip through it a little bit and read some of their articles, because they have a lot of value, especially people are fighting this battle to try to get lean, and the bodybuilders can do it with the snap of their fingers. Not the crazy shit I'm talking about, dehydrating yourself and passing out on stage, but you want to drop a few pounds of excess body fat? We know right where to go. Now we can go to carnivoreshredding.com.
The thing about bodybuilders is they don't have time to wait on the studies. And
that's right.
Poliquin had said, the clinic is always about 10, 15 years ahead of the latest science.
Wow.
Because they're pushing it. So Charles Poliquin was training these Olympic athletes who could care less about the science. They need the results. They need those gold medals. So they're always ahead of things. And you can really look at their example and see what they're doing. Now, you want to be smart about it, and you want to look at these guys that have done it for a long time. Where did they go wrong as well? So what did they do right, but where did they go wrong? I see Arnold is still training every day. I see Stallone is still training every day. But a lot of the guys that got heavy into growth hormone, insulin, that got heavy into massive amounts of steroids, like cow-like doses, a lot of those guys, they were done pretty early. Those are mostly 80s and 90s bodybuilders, and their kidneys shut down. They have a lot of issues. So there's a lot we can learn from them, but there's also, there's things that we can learn not to do. But I love that golden era diet. I think it's perfect.
The golden era diet. I love it.
They call
Book
it.
Title. Is it really? That's what they call it?
Well, it was the golden era of bodybuilding. That's what they call the 70s, and that was the diet they ate. But book title.
William, getting him unplugged for the Breather Show with that morning routine. Something to think about. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the show. We would love your feedback at getoveryourselfpodcast@gmail.com. And we would also love if you could leave a rating and a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. I know it's a hassle. You have to go to desktop iTunes, click on the tab that says ratings and reviews, and then click to rate the show anywhere from 5 to 5 stars. And it really helps spread the word so more people can find the show and get over themselves, because they need to. Thanks for doing it. Let's talk about ancestral supplements. If you're into ancestral health, primal paleo, keto, you know the importance of consuming these unique agents contained in bone marrow, in the nose to tail organ meats, liver, kidney, all that stuff, the great bone broth benefits. Well, how's it going? For me, since years ago when Dr. Kate Shanahan asserted the importance of these wonderful nutritional benefits that you can't get elsewhere, not too good. I don't know how to cook a liver or a kidney, but now your problems are solved forever when you go to ancestralsupplements.com, a wonderful company filled with people who are living the dream, walking their talk, and bottling up the purest, cleanest sources of grass-fed organ meats, kidney, liver, bone marrow, all in these wonderful capsules. I dump them in my smoothie every day. I'm healthy. I don't have to worry. It's an incredible dietary boost. And this is so different from swallowing a bunch of those synthetic vitamins and those giant bottles from the big box stores. Highly questionable health practice. This stuff is the real deal. Grass-fed